Thank you very much.
How many of you have lost your keys, temporarily of course, in the last month? This is why I came. How many of you your phone? Aha, I have company. This puppy is my address book. It is my computer for emails. It's my yellow pages. It's my GPS. It's even my family photo album so I can show pictures to people around the country. And because of my age or pre-mental senility or diminished memory capacity, every time I leave a room, I search in the bowels of this bag for the phone. I'll get out of my car. Not every time. On Friday, June 14th, the beginning of a 3-day weekend for NPS, I didn't look for my phone till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon after a full lunch. And as I rummaged through the bag and under the seats of my car, I realized, like the song, that phone was nowhere. So I remembered turning it to no ring before our meeting, so now nobody could call me and find where the phone is, as my husband and I do every month. And I remembered sitting it on the toilet dispenser in the women's room on the first floor, but was that before or after the meeting? So I called my husband. I stopped a passerby and I said, honey, I think I lost my phone at NPS. Can you do that Find Your Phone app that you found your phone in Oakland at a few weeks ago? And he said, oh, I didn't register your phone. I said, you didn't? That was a mistake. Pray for it, will you? I'll go back to NPS. Yeah, it's insured. I know. And I know it costs $179 and it'll take a few days. So I tried driving back through the gate and talked to a helpful guard who said there's no lost and found here. But I could go back to Glasgow Hall. And I thought, I'll call Arnie. And I came up to the 3rd floor. Arnie'll know where a lost and found is. And a very helpful professor around the corner dialed Arnie's number for me, and he said, there was a security office in the sub-basement of Glasgow Hall, but it was a 3-day weekend and don't expect to do anything till Tuesday. So this gentleman let me in the room, and I came over here where I was sitting, and I looked under the floor, no phone. Then the professor said, I don't know what I'd do without my iPhone, and he looks through a 3-ring binder that is this thick and finds a number for the NSAM Naval Support Activity Monterey Station. I called that number with his phone and got a dispatcher in Maryland. All organizations needing naval support, just leave a message with them, and if there's a report, they would get back to me on my husband's number. So I went home for a 3-day weekend, partially off the grid. And you know what? It wasn't too bad. I didn't miss using the phone to check emails or texts in line at the post office. I actually chatted with my neighbors. At the supermarket, that was the same. I used my husband's phone for a few calls, but I used the time to do a little more reading. I emailed my fellow Toastmasters and asked him, busy Matt Millent, to possibly come to campus on Monday, and he said he'd try to help out, empathizing with me. So Tuesday, June 18th arrives at 10 a.m. in the morning, and it finds me descending into the basement of Glasgow Hall, not 1, but 2 floors, following the signs to security. And at that point, when I finally saw the door for security, I expected them to come out with a locked door and then lock it behind me. It was really spooky. But I consulted a very nice gentleman administrator at a 3-way computer screen, and he said, no, this is not the security for Glasgow Hall. Anything turned in would go to the quarterdeck. Okay, what's a quarterdeck? Okay. Then he gave me 3 little Post-it notes that I meant to bring up, and he said, call these extensions and you can use this phone. I dialed extension 2442. This call is being forwarded by Audex. Area code 871-750-6532 is unavailable. Please leave a message at the tone. Second Post-it, extension number 2446. This number is mentioned by Audex, and I'll spare you the drill. Third try, get a recording. This is Captain John Brown of the quarterdeck. I'm away from my desk right now. Please leave a message and I'll get back in an hour. Then I dialed number 4 and hurrah, a human voice answered the phone. It said, base police officer. I said, yes, this is where something would be turned in by maintenance. What? A cell phone? And I hear him rumbling in a drawer. And he said, wait, something was turned in, but if it's that, it would be in the safe. Give me a minute. And I use every 60 seconds of that minute to go, nothing is ever lost in the universe. Nothing is ever lost. Nothing is ever lost in the universe. He comes back and he says, ma'am, what kind of phone did you have? And I said, a flat iPhone, there's a feather on the thing. He says, oh, this is a Sprint Fold'em phone with a BlackBerry. I'm so sorry. And then he said, oh, did you try the quarterdeck? I said, I've been trying them for hours. Exactly where is the quarterdeck? And so I found myself walking to Herman Hall, off to that beautiful lobby where there's a sign on the quarterdeck office right inside the door that says, with a clock, out to lunch. But the receptionist at the desk at the desk of the Gateway Inns, which I discovered is the best place to stay in Monterey for $50 a night if you're related to the military, which I am, she knew where the lost and found drawer was in the quarterdeck officer's office. And she went, and I said, again, nothing is ever lost. She came back and said, I'm sorry, no phone. So Larry called the insurance company and ordered a new phone, a rehabilitated 4.7 that wouldn't arrive till Friday. But I had a gut feeling that that phone was in this room, even though I'd searched it twice. So Friday comes and I walk into the left side of the room and I'm talking to Dr. Fred Sadler and he said, have you found your iPhone? I said, no. And he looks under the table on this side of the room and finds my baby iPhone. I wanted to kiss him. I wanted to share the insurance money I'd saved with him. But the moral of the story is, there's nothing lost in the universe, but if you lose something at NPS, good luck. And try getting off the grid. It isn't that bad. Thank you.